What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, we're gonna talk about how much to charge as a recruiter. All right guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're already subscribed and you follow me. My name is Ben Nader. We do videos on entrepreneurship, business, recruiting, real estate, investing, software, so much more. And if you're into that kind of stuff, you should definitely subscribe to this channel. Let's jump right into this video. All right guys, so the purpose of this video is for me to relay to you what you should be charging per fee when you work with clients in recruiting. So I'm gonna go over a few things, the core basics. I'm gonna give you some tips, tricks, and maybe some acumen that you need in this business. And then going forward, you should have a good idea of where you should be as far as what you should be charging your clients. Okay, so let's start from the bottom. Okay, so generally speaking, let's just say that you're an entry-level recruiter and you might be starting from scratch, like building your own agency. You just set up your website and you just started acquiring brand new clients. Check it out. We have a system and it's called tiers, right? Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. This is the easiest way that I can explain it without going into a lot of nuance and detail about the market. But generally speaking, Tier 1 is where you're going to start, right? Because your business acumen and your acumen about recruiting in general, and just the fact that you've never placed someone before, is generally going to put you in Tier 1, okay? I'm going to oversimplify this. I'm already going to tell you that from the start, so just understand and follow me on this. But you're going to probably be in Tier 1. So what does Tier 1 mean? Well, on the scale of Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3, this effectively means what types of niches or what types of industries that we're speaking about, right? And more specifically, what types of roles are we placing for, right? Is it a Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 role? Now, a Tier 1 role is something that's very easily placeable, okay? That's gonna be something like a manufacturing person. That's gonna be something like a warehouse person, someone in logistics, someone that's easily findable, right? Someone that you can easily find, someone that you can easily place, someone that you can easily interview. They're replaceable, right? Let's put it that way, okay? So you're gonna be able to get them and then get them in the door and get paid for them pretty quick. Now, what would you charge for a Tier 1 placement, right? So I get a lot of heat for this kind of stuff, a lot of heat. And I love it because people really don't understand what they're talking about when I tell them you can start at 10% if you're talking about Tier 1. Reason being, and nobody ever catches this because they never care to listen, but the reason you can do that from 10 to 15% in Tier 1 is because if you have enough volume, meaning if you have enough positions to fill, you're good to go. If you have a manufacturing plant that wants, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 positions to be filled, and they're all gonna end up at like $4,000 a piece, you're gonna walk away with anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 in collected fees. That's a lot of money. Now look at the flip side. If you were to charge that Tier 1 position client a fee higher than 10 to 15%, like if you were to pitch them and give them a value proposition that, hey, we're gonna take care of you, bud, no problem, but it's gonna be about 25%, they will laugh you out of the door. For placing forklift drivers or pickers or packers or people that sweep the floor, they're not gonna pay you for that. They could literally walk out onto the street and ask somebody if they wanna do the job, as long as they have citizenship. But they're not gonna do that. They're too lazy to do that. That's why they have a recruiter doing this stuff for them. So this is why you can collect easy money with Tier 1 roles, and that's how it goes. Let's talk about Tier 2. Okay, so what should you be charging for a Tier 2 position, right? Now we've jumped up a level, right? This is when you've effectively kind of moved the needle, you've gone up, you've got some experience under your belt, you've made placements, and you're in the game, right? Tier 2 is gonna be your mid-level, right? Tier 2 is gonna be your mid-skilled, right? Individuals, mid-skilled niches. Maybe you need some training. Maybe you need a certification for this role. Maybe this role requires X amount of years of experience, 1 to 2 years of whatever experience, right? It could be anything, right? But these niches are not Tier 1. They're not basic and they're not super advanced, right? So we're in the middle here. We are never gonna go below 15%, okay? We're never gonna go below 15% on their gross annual earnings when we charge these clients. And on the high end, we'll go at 20%. So 15 to 20% is where I would recommend the sweet spot for you to actually get someone to sign an agreement with you. 15 to 20% on tier 2. Now, if you can get tier 2 clients to agree anywhere between 15 to 20%, you're in a really good spot because you're making some really, really good money. Let's say you grabbed a couple of agreements at like 18%. And you're placing people left and right, and tier 2 becomes easy peasy for you. Look, you've just climbed the ladder, right? You've just climbed the ladder. And most of our students in Recruiter Empire get to tier 2 somewhere towards midway in the program, towards the end of the program. They're placing tier 2, maybe even tier 3 roles at that point. They're rolling in some good money, right? So when we're talking about 18%, 15 to 18%, that kind of thing, we're talking about you're rolling in some serious money per placement. That's some really, really good stuff. And what we want to see is that steady trajectory growth of you charging more and more and more, working with higher level niches as you go. Okay, so let's talk about tier 3. What is tier 3? I make a joke all the time. Tier 3 is generally somebody who probably wears a tie when they go to work. Not necessarily, but it's probably somebody that's in management. It's probably somebody that's a supervisor, a VP, a director, a president, a C-suite. It's somebody that's up there, right? Or it could be in healthcare, a nurse, right? Very sought after, very relatively difficult to find, not easy, right, by any means. This is somebody that you're going to have to break through some barriers to find. This is someone who you're also going to have to break through some barriers to actually get the contract signed for, right? So on both ends, it's not the easiest slice of the cake, right? Tier 3 is where you are basically making real money, right? And tier 3 is eventually where you want to get to because you want to do volume on tier 3. That's what gets you to 7 figures, right? So with that being said, tier 3 is where you're going to be able to charge the most. All right, before I proceed, I just want to recap a little bit just so everyone understands exactly what I'm talking about. We're climbing a ladder here. It's not a corporate ladder because we're not on that anymore, right? You are a business owner, right? You run a business, you're an entrepreneur. So you are basically utilizing tier 1 to get your experience, get some placements under your belt, get rolling. Tier 2 comes next because now you've got that experience, now you know what you're doing, and now you're putting it to work and you're just doing it at a higher level. Tier 3 is where we've really learned everything we need to know, most of what we need to know. There's always more to learn, but you've reached a pinnacle, right? Where you can charge a hefty amount because you've proven yourself and you've proven your ability to go find XYZ positions, the hardest ones, the harder ones, and you're able to place for them. That's why you can command that I'm going to charge 20 to 25 to even 30% on someone's gross annual earnings in tier 3. That's why I said this is where you're going to make the most of your money in tier 3. So as you scale and as you grow, I just want you to understand and remember that there's layers to the cake, right? There are layers to the cake. There is a trajectory. There is a roadmap that you should follow. There's a pathway that we teach in Recruiter Empire. By the way, if you haven't booked a call with my team at Recruiter Empire, please do, link in description. If you haven't joined our Facebook group where there's a ton of content and 16,000 recruiters join Recruiter Empire, link in description as well. We'd love to see you there. And I hope you guys are charging really, really good fees. I'll see you next time.